Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, podcast family? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 306. I'm Phil Graham. I am so excited about this week's episode, you guys. We're going to be talking about Instagram Reels ads. You know why? Because they are hot right now. There's so many people using Reels. And when you leverage Reels ads, amazing things can happen. And I'm going to teach you not only why you should be leveraging Reels ads, but how to do it and how we're doing it and some of the best practices we're using to crush it with Reels ads. And I want to also help you guys avoid a lot of the mistakes that many advertisers are making with Reels ads that can cost them a lot of time and money. So this should be a really fun and great episode and hopefully valuable episode for everybody. So I'm super glad you're here. And I just wanted to give you a quick note to say, hey, I care about you. I know that times are kind of crazy right now, whether it's inflation or politics or wars or bank issues or crypto or a million other things. I know sometimes times can be challenging, but I also know that that's why I love ads so much, because ads can be the antidote to all of that craziness. I love that we can put our message or our product and service skillfully in front of the people that are our ideal potential clients and customers. And that's what gives you power. And so I always turn to that, and I'm just so thankful for that. And I hope you guys are doing well. Always take care of your mental health, and just know that every single week, I've been doing this for over 6 years, and I do this for you. I truly do care. I want you to succeed. Many of you are already doing great, and I want you to do even better. And for those of you who aren't quite there yet, I'm with you. I'm on your side. Let's crush this and keep going. And I've got your back. And lastly, before we jump into the content, if you guys do want some help, whether you're looking for some one-on-one coaching, or if you actually want somebody to run your ads for you, for either one of those things, you can go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. I would love to connect with you. And again, the website is philgrahamdigital.com. So I first want to start off by letting you know why you should be focusing on and leveraging Reels ads. The number one reason is because tons of people are using Reels right now. And no, this doesn't mean you shouldn't be running regular Facebook ads. This means you should be doing this in addition to that, not instead of. But like I said, Reels are hot right now. There's so many people using it, and you should be using it if you're interested in getting in front of more of your potential clients and customers. There's just so many users. In fact, a lot of people are not even really looking at the main Instagram feed anymore. They're just going right into Reels. So that's one main big reason why you should be there. There's also a risk when it comes to TikTok, for example. There's a political risk. It may or may not get banned in the US. That's a big deal. Even if it never gets banned, you look at Facebook and Instagram, look at Meta as a whole. It has still way more users than TikTok or any other social media platform on the planet. So you should be on Instagram Reels regardless. But obviously, that's even more of a reason, just the risk with TikTok. And also, Reels has better discoverability than, let's say, the normal Instagram feed, for example. And so it's just hot right now. There's so many people that are using it. And these are the reasons why I think you guys should be focusing on leveraging Reels ads. There's just so much opportunity. So let's talk about how to do it and what we're doing. I want to share some of our best practices. I'm going to share 7 specific things that I recommend that we're doing. And I also want to talk about the mistakes that I want you guys to avoid making that can cost you time and money. So let's start with what we're doing. Number one, when we do Reels ads, we create the Reels video, the video ad from scratch. We do not repurpose an existing video, and we definitely don't repurpose another video. Like, let's say you've got one on TikTok and you just bring it over from there. No. You don't want to do that. So when you're creating a Reels ads, you want to create a video that's specific to Reels and for Reels. So for example, we're typically doing video ads on many different platforms. We've got one on, let's say, regular Facebook. We've got a regular Instagram one. Those are going to be a different video than the Reels one. The Reels is going to be specific to Reels. We always create those from scratch. And that's one of the biggest points. Don't just repurpose something that's there and try and make it fit the mold of Reels. Create it with Reels in mind from the get-go. Number two, I recommend using what I call a three-way hook. A three-way hook. What the heck is that? Well, first of all, a hook is something that is at the beginning of your video that can hook people in and get their attention and get them to actually want to watch more of your video. You must have a great hook, but you don't want to just have one hook. You want to have three hooks at the beginning of your video. So what are the three hooks? Number one is visual. Number two is audio. And number three is movement. A hook visually is what somebody sees. So whether that's you on video, maybe what you're wearing, or your background, where you're at, or the colors that pop, and it doesn't have to be you on video, but whatever they see, does it pop? Does it stand out? Does it look nice? Is there good lighting? Those are all part of a good visual hook. You want to make sure you have that. The second part of the three-way hook is audio. Now, one of those is music. We're going to talk about that in a couple minutes. But in addition to that, it's what you say. And so if you're talking in this video, which usually you probably will be, or somebody will be, you don't want to start off the wrong way and just introduce yourself, because that doesn't serve your audience at that very moment. What you want to do is start off by saying something that's going to get their attention, something that matters to them, something that hooks them and gets them to want to watch the rest of the video. And so what you say is super important. So say that first, whatever that hook is, and then after that, you can do a short introduction. Hook them first with what you say. And then the third part of that three-way hook is movement or motion. So for example, it could be you walking around, or you could be in one place, but you're maybe picking something up, or there's some kind of movement that they're seeing. All three of these things can effectively work together to get somebody's attention and get them to want to keep watching. So I definitely recommend using three-way hooks with all of your Instagram Reels videos, because they help us so much with getting people to actually watch the video ads. Number three is speed and cadence. So when it comes to the speed of your video, what I mean by that is you don't want a long, drawn out, kind of a boring video. Think more like Super Bowl commercials. When you see Super Bowl commercials, there's usually like multiple scenes and they're kind of moving fast through certain scenes and things like that. So to do that, number one, we like to use a lot of transitions. Even if you're sitting in the same place, you can use transitions and do a different view of yourself. Or you can cut in and out with different text that pops up on the screen. There's like a lot of different ways. So we use transitions and jump cuts and things like that in editing that help a lot with that. But also in terms of speed and cadence, maybe talk a little faster than you normally do, especially if you're a slow talker when you do Reels videos, and just kind of keep the video moving fairly quickly to help keep people's attention. You want to pay a little bit more attention to doing that when it comes to a Reels video and kind of have it move quicker than some of your other videos. Number 4 is music and audio. So first of all, when it comes to like Facebook and just regular Instagram, a big percentage of the time, people are watching those and looking at that with their sound off. However, with Instagram Reels, 80% of people that are watching Reels are watching it with the sound on, which is a huge difference, obviously. Your sound, like your audio, you want to make sure your audio when you're talking is very clean. So you want to make sure you're using a third-party microphone. For example, for my iPhone, I have a little lavalier mic that plugs right into it. I will never use the normal microphone that comes with the iPhone if I'm recording a Reels video. You got to have a third-party mic. It's very important. And then the second part of that is music. Music is such a huge part of Reels. It's not as big of a deal in other videos, other places. But when you're making a Reels video, a Reels ad, you definitely want to have music in there. Absolutely. So you don't want to make a big mistake, though. A lot of people make this mistake. With Reels, sometimes they'll use copywritten music. But here's the thing. You cannot use copyright music in an ad. You can't. So don't make that mistake. Even if you can use it in an organic setting, you cannot use it as an ad. But you still should absolutely be using music. So number 1, make sure you're using some kind of royalty-free music. There's so many different places you can get them. Meta even has one that's called the royalty-free Meta Sound Collection. So they've got options where you could buy it from somewhere else, but you want to make sure that whatever music you're using is royalty-free. And then the second part of that music thing is you want to choose a good song that has the kind of beat and pacing and feel that matches whatever the intent of your video is and the feel that you want for your video. That's really important. So make sure, even if you're used to not using music, make sure you're using music in these Reels ads and really match it. Make sure that it makes sense and that it goes with what you're saying and what you're talking about, so that's not some kind of a mismatch. Number 5 is captions and text. So I recommend being very creative and definitely using captions and text throughout your video. Even though I did say most people watch it with the sound on, but as you're talking or as your video's going, if you have cool looking text in great fonts and colors popping on and off the screen to emphasize certain things that you're saying, or maybe it's an image of your product or service, when that's happening throughout the video, that can really help hold their attention, and that can help you tremendously. So we're always using and looking for ways to use captions and text throughout our entire video. Number 6 is video length and quality. So a lot of people don't know this, but you could actually go all the way up to 15 minutes with your Reels ads. That's a long video ad, isn't it? It's pretty crazy. I don't recommend doing 15-minute ads. I recommend doing ads that are under 60 seconds. So I typically go like 30 to 59 seconds is kind of like the sweet spot. However, that being said, I also do test some shorter videos too that are in like the 10 to 30 second range. So you want to test different video lengths, but I typically will not usually go over 60 seconds. And you also don't forget, you want to remember, you want to start these videos fast with a hook and jump right into it. And quality is huge. It can really help you so much. And when I mean quality, I mean good lighting, good audio, good editing, things like that can make a big difference. And then the last tip before I jump into the mistakes is number 7, authenticity and differentiation. So you want to make sure that you're creating Reels ads that don't just look and sound like everyone else. You want it to be specific to you. You want to highlight your differences, and you want to actually stand out. You don't want to blend in. You want to stand out. Don't do it like somebody else is doing. Also, when it comes to authenticity, be you. Earlier I talked about the quality of the video being important, and it is. Like, you need good lighting, good audio, but that doesn't mean you need like a professional videographer or any of that stuff. You can easily shoot this with a phone and one little $15 third-party mic. Just don't be too official. Be you. Be creative. Have fun with it. You can do that while still having really high quality. But make sure that you don't accidentally do what a lot of people do, and they just kind of blend in and run reels that look like everybody else's. That's not going to help you in most cases. So those are some of our best practices that have helped us a lot. A couple mistakes that I really want to make sure you guys avoid, and we've kind of talked about some of those already, but there's a few that maybe we haven't talked about enough. Again, I want to emphasize this because a lot of people mess up with this. You don't want to use copyright audio in your video ads. Do not make that mistake. That's not good. And again, I already mentioned this too, but so many people repurpose videos, either from an older reel that they did or from TikTok or just a general video they did, and they want to turn it into a reel when you really should be creating these from scratch specifically for reels. Another mistake people make, they don't realize that you can't do product tags or face or camera effects on Reels ads like you can with organic Reels. And then also another big one is just a slow or boring video, or even a start to a video. The video could be super exciting, but if the start is slow or boring, or there's no hook, that's going to hurt. Like I said, not only should you have a hook, you should have a 3-way hook, my friends. So those are some of our best practices for crushing it with Instagram Reels ads. I hope you guys test these out and put them into practice. They've helped us so much. And if you guys do want to get in touch, philgrahamdigital.com is the website, or at philgrahamdigital on Instagram. You can always message me there, and I would love to connect with you. My friends, episode 306 is in the books. Thank you so much for listening. I got lots of great stuff ahead for you, and I'll talk to you on next week's episode. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.